buyers step in after this liquidation event. This is what we want to see. This is a bit more bullish than I was thinking. Yesterday, I came out with a video right here. And, markets were falling off a cliff. And I was saying we could get a rebound to maybe like 128. I was feeling a little bit more bearish. But, man, we actually got a sizable candle, green candle yesterday, showing that buyers really stepped in here. So that's good news, at least for the short term. The only thing is if we zoom out, when in doubt, zoom out, we have broken through, these major supports here. I mean, we had potential major support at 160, but we blew right through that. And, next levels of support. I mean, we definitely have this area right here at 142 around there. So we'll see how long we can hold that. But there's also a lot of space to drop even further down below, down to like 92 cents or even down to 75 cents. So that's a concern. But that's interesting. We did hit this moving average here, this red moving average. On the weekly scale. So that's good. And the weekly close will be in a couple days from now. So we'll see where we close. We got to get through this weekend, which, yeah, we'll have to see. Are we going to be able to close the weekend above 141? That would be a telling sign. But if we fall below that, if we fall into the 130s, it's a bit more concerning. Again, if we zoom out and we do a 50% Fibonacci line from the very peak up here from July down to the very lows of the bear market, we see a 50% level at $1.88. So we are still in a weak position because when we're below this 50% level here, and we are well below it, we're in more of a weak position. If we wanted to continue the bull run and get new all-time highs within the next month or two, we would have needed to bounce off the $1.88 level. Now, I mean, if we can somehow get above that in the next few weeks, that would be quite bullish. But I'm not necessarily planning on that possibility because we do a lot of astrology on this channel, crypto astrology, meaning we look at the Genesis block of XRP. It's difficult to find that date, so we have multiple charts for XRP. And then we also look at the XRP ETF astrology, which has been the most accurate thing recently. And big concern is the XRP ETF astrology is showing Saturn conjunct the XRPC Neptune, which I talked about yesterday, which is still a big concern, and that happens a few days from now. Now, we could have already experienced the bulk of the downside move already. That's the good news, because this can happen a week before or a week after the actual astrological date. I've been doing this publicly for 3 years, but even more on my own, and it's been pretty accurate. I've been getting 86% accuracy with my official monthly predictions for Bitcoin, sometimes for XRP. And yeah, so still concerned February 10th. We'll see if we can hold that level of 141. But then we also have Saturn. Once it switches into Aries, it's going to square the XRP Sun. That's actually quite a concern. So I'm definitely not counting out further downside. And then on the 26th, we have Saturn and Aries squaring the XRP ETF Ascendant, which is another concern where sentiment could start to go further down, where people start maybe talking badly about XRP. We've all been there, but maybe people start capitulating if they haven't already around February. But then an even deeper concern is that we have the total lunar eclipse coming up on March 3rd, and I could put like a blue vertical line. So we go to March. It's all the way out here. And typically in total lunar eclipses, we get further downside, as we see that historically for Bitcoin. When we zoom out, you take a look at the blue lines. I think the only time we had like a pump into a blue line was actually September of last year. But if we all look at all previous ones, we had a dump in March of last year in that total lunar eclipse, and then we had a bear market in 2022 with 2 total lunar eclipses, as well as May 2021 total lunar eclipse. We had a huge dump, as well as 2018 and 2019. We had 3 blue lines, 3 total lunar eclipses, and we had a massive downside bear market. So still big concerns there. So I'm not getting too optimistic yet, but it is really good in the short term that we're seeing buyers step in. That is what we want to see. That is signs of capitulation. So we are holding support a lot better than I was thinking. Like I said, at least for the short term, but I'm going to stay patient. I'm going to wait until February 10th and probably also till February 16th to see how things pan out. Because sometimes we can see things like this if we compare the fractal 2020. Oh, wait, this is actually 2020, I think. Wait, what is this? Either 2022 or 2000. But this previous fractal of a previous XRP bear market where we're following it very closely. And you see we just capitulated here, just like the blue line from 2022. And we did get a big rebound with the blue line, but then you see it fell off one more time. So we certainly could fall off a bit more again, maybe head down to $1 or maybe even sub dollar, like 96 or 90 cents. I was thinking even 85 cents, but it's not guaranteed. It depends on how extreme the narratives are, or what type of world events might pop off, which is totally possible in the next couple months. We could have some crazy world events popping off. But so yeah, we could absolutely get another lower low. But if we did, that would probably be the end of it. Or we continue up from here, which would be more optimistic. I would be more optimistic if we didn't have this much negative astrology for XRP with these Saturn transits, as Saturn is going to ingress Aries from Pisces, which really activates the Saturn energy this month especially, and Saturn can often bring contractions. So I definitely cannot count that out. Definitely going to pay attention to this. So that's why I'm still staying patient. Saturn rewards patience and hard work. So I'm going to stick to my guns with that. But overall, it's looking good that we got major buyers stepping in. Let's look at this bar. Wait. So I believe we've got like a 32% daily candle here. It actually went up 37%, and then it closed the day around 30%. So we got like a 30% upside candle. That is impressive. So buyers we're definitely stepping in. Could be smart money buying the dip. And I'm sure a lot of retail as well. So it's looking good, at least for the short term. All right. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. We got a comment here. Solana is bouncing.